Yep, yesterday I was at the Walmart last night, right? And this is for Doug Miller and Walmart CEOs. I'm actually suing you for another 30 million of your customers calling me out my name, GAY for no reason, and I'm not like that. But look, love you too. And the jealousy that was in the Holy Spirit of that guy, just like your employees was acting, you was acting. The spirit behavior. I want 30 million for my name being called out. That biker from you. God said, you want to go against me? You want to go against me? I want 30 million from you from that store. You want to go against God? Honesty and truthful, and I'm going to tell you in another thing. God said you want to go against honesty and truthful when I see in the Holy Spirit of my enemy. Just like when your employee was jealous. Charles had a problem. God said, I saw, I saw you. I saw your employees. I saw your customers. I saw the spirit out of James, your management. And over that 296, you want to go against God? God say, I have always saw Charles' behavior. Do you see it? God say, do you see it? You know, Digman Miller talk about something, but God say he talk about honesty, but can he give it? God said, can he give it to me? He don't know honesty. He don't see what we see. But I have always saw it, right? I saw that 1216 racism and misconduct from the spirit of Charles. And God said, I see it now out of your customers and your employee. I see the spirit of jealousy and deception in the Holy Spirit. But God said, you will betray me for what my kids see. And you will lie. I want to tell, God said, I want to tell Dirk Miller, when your management at your store at 299 16 Chat on Marsh in Frankfurt say, this is not a good for me. God say, this is not a good fit for them when deception and you're blind. You're employed. I see their spirit. I want them to know. God said, you betray America and you betray me with your lies. God said, you wanted this fight. You wanted this fight against racism and jealousy. And God say, I will not back down. God say, do you want change or you want racism and lies? God say, pick a side, pick a side. Walmart, do you want change? You have to decide what you want. Is you going to let God in or you going to deny him of what he see out the Holy Spirit? Charles always had it in orientation. God said, I wish that the Justice Department can go back when I was first walking in orientation and see the spirit out of James sitting in that room at 1216 and see him racial profiling me. I got 5 people on the left, 5 people on the right, 5 people on the left, I sat at one end and he sat at another end and he racial profiled me in the spirit. God said, I will not let you deny me. God said, tell Walmart, would you let me in or would you deny me? I already told everybody if I was your Walmart CEO, it's up to them. I would give you every employee around the world a PlayStation 5. You know, older people don't like to play it, but the internet stronger would be in the building. They would have to bring their tablet. Instead of watching TV, they would have to bring their tablet. We got to make the internet stronger in Walmart. But every Walmart will have every Walmart employee around the world will have a PlayStation 5 be given to them. And, you know, when I worked at 2996 at a karaoke, nobody wanted to play. You know, most of the older adults, kids is always on the floor. And I'm going to tell you something. Hold on. All right. All right. Hold up. I'm going to have to start that over. I need a little quiet. I'm sorry, guys. And those things, I'm gonna have to start that. We saw racism and jealousy on a clock with Xavier and the rest of them. The spirit is being seen, but when he say this is not a good fit for me, and you lied to your customers, and you lied to your fan base, and you lied to everybody in on Instagram, and you try to sabotage me. Racism tried Racism and black tried to sabotage God in Walmart at 1216. But you can't sabotage God. You can't sabotage his faith and what he believes in. You hear me? But you say you for me, but you don't want change, Doug Miller. But God say change when you put your employees in a place, but they gonna keep trying to deceive me, right? God say, as long as you let this keep going on and you don't want to change, stop wanting to sue people. I'm not trying to sue you, but I'm gonna get my money out of you, and I want to sit at the table for what you stand for, right? God said either you're gonna let me in and I'm gonna deny you. Employees with disability will stay in that company, and we would pay people that love to work with other people no matter what the challenges is. God say, I got people that will come to the Walmart corporate office around the world, will work on Ticket to Work program. Don't do nothing but fill out applications, but we will have people from corporate office, 20 people each store that can go to each store around the world and goes help people with their CBLs and teach them and make sure they are catching on. God said, do you want to be part of change? Why Doug Miller lied with his racial employee? God say, would you accept me? Everybody saying you're going to end up somewhere, but God say how that's going to end up. But we are going to have people from corporate office. We are going to pay people 20. I realize when people are working over let me tell you, when I worked at my Walmart, Miss Tammy, she didn't want to help me out. She wanted to fill out an application, but she didn't want to help me out. These tickets, we're going to pay people to help out disability when the regular people do not want to hang out. Next, we're going to pay them. They're going to be going to each store. Grizz played a big part of my life and the way I wanted to be successful. Um, um, who else? There's a couple of other people. But Grizz didn't teach me the stuff that Steve taught me. Steve wanted to lower my value. Jeff wanted to lower my value. Renee, Charles wanted to lower my value. But Grizz was so much more. If you would have found out that was Grizz was teaching me how to use a forklift, you would have wrote him up, right? At Grizz, when they showed me how to use electric pallet jack without having a license at 1216, you would have wrote him up like you did the other ones, right? But things that we teach people will help them learn. You know, Grizz watched me when I first worked on the scrubber. He started laughing and said, you don't do that like that. Water come out. He showed me 5, 6 times how to work a scrubber, how to buff the floors, how to do these things. I want you to watch it. I need you to watch this, how you put on the propane. I need you to watch all of these things. And he took me to the corporate office, the 1216, and he showed me how to do stuff. Grizz wasn't this employee. Grizz wasn't this an employee. He was a manager. He was a manager, a store manager. He was a mentor. And Grizz was teaching. He was better than James ever been. He was better than Steve. He was better than Russell. He was better than the black manager. Everybody looked up to Grizz in leadership, and Grizz was one of a kind. Get Money, Start the Way, Hubert Sellers, Hubert F. Baby. Grizz was one of a kind that nobody would never take from him. He was so much different from any other employee in that store when you talk about leadership. And I wish Grizz was in that leadership better than Steve, better than Charles, better than Renee. That's what you call leadership. He took me to Home Depot right across. We got tools. He showed me things. Those things was a very key part of our connection. His wife always tell us, Hubert, when we go somewhere and his wife, and he say, Hubert, you and Hubert have a good, Grizz, you and Hubert have a good time at NASCAR. And me and Grizz, we love Grizz. My stepdad can cook, and Grizz can cook. And I wish I can, when I do, I can go see Grizz and we can start a business. Everybody like Grizz cooking. And that's what we missed about Grizz. Fried fish. I used to, the time me and Grizz, and I would have told him, thank you for everything that you did. Everything for your mentorship. Everything what you did. Thank you for so much. Grizz was one of a kind. Nobody can take from him and ever be able to replace Grizz and what he done. But when I left when I left Walmart, Grizz, my last time, I remember Cheo. I got into a fight with in Carrollton, Texas, when dealing with my friend Sabina. One of his friends saw me on the DFW bus going to DFW, and I said, "How Cheo doing?" I remember me and Cheo, this guy at Demiro's thing, we used to fight in Carrollton. We set our difference by Demir House. And me and him just sat down one day. It was history from there. Me and Cheo, we used to fight in Carrollton when me and Christina used to go at it. And I remember sitting at Demir House, and Cheo and everybody and their friends on the bus, they kind of looked at me with jealousy and behavior while I was going to DFW. Even the maintenance at DFW wanted me to come to them. And everybody said at 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and we have to be there. I have to be at DFW at Smart Card at a certain time. And everybody at North Dallas and South Dallas that stayed, and they worked at DFW Airport, wanted me to come there. But racism fired me. At the DFW maintenance, everybody kept out the women. Everybody said, come and work for us in the maintenance, Hubert. We need you at DFW. But he didn't like that. The racist manager and the black person. And I saw this person at 7-Eleven with my brother in Carrollton, Texas, because he know my brother. And he looked at me, the jealousy Smart Card employee for DFW Airport. Before I got fired there, my Miss Tammy was like, that don't sound like Hubert. And this guy didn't want to hear nothing. And Miss Tammy was like, get his racist piece of crap, Smart Card, back their shirt. They want to play like that. He was racist the moment he met me. But he tried to make it seem like to Miss Tammy and accepted me like he wasn't racist. And I saw it in his spirit And this is why I just sued DFW Smart Card for racism. And I'm coming back for me. God said, tell Smart Card and DFW, I'm coming back for me. Governor Abbott going to say this and want to do this. When I worked at 2996, this same guy at Kroger's, I just sued them for $30 million for Kroger's. When I was working at 2996, this Kroger manager on Marshall Frankfurt that denied me of a daily position, he come in a daily position and see me working, right? And he acted racist. I say, oh, you mad because you acting racist towards me and you didn't want me to, because of my handwriting? And now Walmart gave me a chance and they see me in the debt. He couldn't stand that. That racist Kroger manager couldn't stand that. I say, you come into the store I work at and racial profile me. When the Justice Department gonna be able to see all of those things, and they're gonna be able to look at the manager. Around that same time, I had an interview. Around that same time, around that same area, one of your employees at 1216 used to work there to push carts. I was going to that interview, and he worked in the back room at Kroger, and he do music in Dallas. And he also an artist in Dallas County, Dallas. And he used to work, me and him used to always talk, pushing carts. And me and him do music together. So when I went on an interview in Kroger's, and I went on that interview in Kroger's, he's in the back room talking to me and stuff over there in orientation, and he's doing all of these things with me. And he do music in Dallas. He's a cart pusher. He was a cart pusher for 1216, but he do music, and his music used to be hot. He got his Facebook, his MySpace. We always had that connection at 1216, me and him. Even when I came at a different time. Me and him was a black employee, and he do music in Dallas. We always had that connection. And that's the great thing about that. That connection we had was so much powerful. And we were, even the Mexican, we worked at like, oh man, like I don't even have to be on the same time as them and work in the same hours. They could come, I could be coming in and they could be leaving. And we can still have that chemistry. They can be on a break and we can still have that chemistry. And and when they put me in the office and talk, they say other things. Felicia and the Mexican said other things. Talking about usually I ain't friendly with everybody. And oh, he knows everybody. Right before they was calling me out my name, he knows everybody was treating me bad. And the next day, racism Charles walked away. Me and this black manager me and her. Me and her never had a problem. She's cool and everything. We never had a problem. And she called me on the last day. And I never had her. She was a manager in the morning time. And we never she was the only manager, one of the managers. She worked in the morning and evening. Never called me. She is a very respectful lady at 1216. But she ain't never called me out of my name. But she called me on my last day. I did not answer the phone because that stuff that Felicia and Charles and them pulled. And she called me. And I said, hold up, I'm not going to answer this phone. She wanted me to come back, but Charles didn't want me to come back. Charles and that Mexican lady and Felicia didn't want me to come back. So he want the honest truth, but can he give it? I told you when I first second this black girl that worked at Amazon, and I worked at Amazon with her, and when I was working in Irving, and she pulled me in the office and said, "Fuck New Orleans," and you retarded and Renee and Steve Russell. You probably don't remember everything. But Russell, Renee, that was sad. You probably not gonna remember everything in that room. I want Russell to hear me. While I'm suing 1216, you probably don't know everything that was said, but that was said in that room from that Texas torn boy girl said, fuck New Orleans and I don't like niggas and you retarded. Right in from Renee. Admit it. You want honesty. You want honesty, but can you give it? Because you know Russell said something about when I came to talk to me, said, Hubert, thanks for coming to work out our issue. You can start earning real bread with us. But y'all gotta give it to eat with God. Or God said, I'm gonna take from you. I'm gonna take from you. You gotta give it to receive from God. You gotta get truth and honesty. Doug Miller don't know truth and honesty. Let's talk about when I sat up there at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock at night. And I sat up there. And I was in the parking lot. And you stared at me. Your employees stared at me with racism. Let's talk about that night when everybody stood in that parking lot and looked me in my eyes and stared at me with racism. Didn't want to come and help, right? But my friend Mirza's baby mama was worried about me. She dated somebody else, and that's just my ex-girlfriend, right? And she's worried about me. She said, Hubert, what is going on? She know what they were doing to me. My old friend, baby mama, that had a big pool. Her mama had a big pool in her yard. And she saw what you was doing. This is proof. I want you to look at honesty, legendary. I want you to look at the true kings. Doug Miller, God know every time I go to one of your stores, your employees are gonna try me. And your customers are gonna try me. And you're not willing to make change. We ain't just coming for the money. I'm coming for that number one spot, God said. And I'm going to tell you what God said. We ain't just coming for the money. We are coming, yes, thank you. God said, we are coming for that number one spot. When I finish write you, Doug Miller, God said, we ain't coming for the money. We coming from that number one spot. God said, is you willing for change or are you willing for dishonesty? What are those things you willing for? I got to interact with the regular community until you come with my conditions and everything? What are you doing? Look at the spirit behavior of that camera yesterday night, guys. God said when the Justice Department look at that and analyze it, God said you go against God and you go against what we stand for their lies. For their lies. Dylan Miller, you said God said this is not a good place for your employees. Me working with, Jessica not can see that. And every time Ricky told me to do something, it caused problems. Every time Ricky told me to do something, Ricky said, I remember Ricky when we met, Hubert, you can't expect everybody to go to Hubert. Oh, all right. They didn't even ask me to go push cars, probably. And I went out there and pushed cars. When Shawnee wanted me to lead the department, I wanted to stand my ground. I said, I'm not going nowhere. So you understand? I said, I don't mind going over that. But what can we do if a person don't stand their ground and God don't stand it. We'll never find out change if a person don't stand their ground. How can we figure out what's the problem if we can't stand on our ground and stop you from Susan? You don't need me, but God said, I don't need you with your lies. It don't even got a camera by that bathroom to see when that black woman was deceiving me. Right? At this new store. God say, I don't have to be facing you to see when you're deceiving me. I meant what I told my son I gave him. Somebody gave me a gift. And he don't know all of it right now. But he's going to know when he get older. He's going to know that God was telling the truth and being honest with him. He's going to know. Yes, we can. God said, would you let me in or would you betray me? We need change. And let me tell you, we are going to do it at the corporate office together. And we're willing to pay people. Come on, let's work together. Not make it a problem. We didn't already talked about we will let employees invest in a full-time pay raise, full-time raise, full-time hours. Yes, every employee will be able to invest in full-time. I know when I worked at Walmart, I make 40-40. How about you as an employee at Walmart, you able to put $20 into your full time, and Walmart have to pay you of what you put in because you already putting into stock, right? Let's put into full time, full time. So every month that you put in, that's 50, 50, 60. Each an American, us as America, we could be making $100 an hour as an average America for putting in our money into our own, and you get that money when you leave, right? When you put into your full-time hours, we as America right now, we could be making $130 an hour just about investing in your full-time pay raise, full-time raises. And your full-time wage. Each Walmart employee can be doing that, right? This would be the most creative thing ever. I invested in my stocks, right? But also we can be putting in our pay raise. This can be the biggest thing. So Walmart employees can be making $100. We can reach our 200 mark from pay raise, from full-time wages, and from a pay raise. Yes, we can reach our mark. This will help every employee out. Hey, I know when I get with my friends, man, you know, when I play with my little nephew and my little nephew, my brother's son, he get mad at me like, oh, you use the same movie when you play with Tampa Bay. Sometimes when you know that a specific move work on Madden, and when I'm playing with Tampa Bay on Madden, I'm gonna keep if I got that running room and I'm able to if that play is working, we are gonna use that play. I'm telling these kids at Walmart, y'all can't handle me. I'm telling y'all right now. If I'm in y'all stuff, look, y'all, hey, my little nephew can handle me in NBA. Okay, I gotta get my skills up in the women's and the NBA's bit. There's some things I still gotta understand when you're playing on a 2K. Okay, and every time I get on a game with his ass, he busts my ass. So um, my little nephew now and everything. So there's still some maneuver things I gotta work on. How to get it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I pass, sometimes I shoot it. Some people don't got the percentage part. They don't got none of those things. They don't got none of. Hey, you gonna have to play me. I don't think no Walmart employee can beat me. I don't think. If I talk to the Walmart employee, I'd be like, y'all think y'all can beat me? If we have a PlayStation 5, you think you can beat me? I would bust y'all ass in that Madden. Okay, I'm telling you right now, y'all can't fuck with me. Okay, I'm letting you know right now. And you don't want me. If I ever play Lil Wayne, and I'm a Green Bay fan, and he picked Green Bay since Aaron Rodgers went to the Jets. I will play him with Green Bay, and he played with the Jets. Now, you know what he played for? The Jets, I think, or Denver, the Jets, I think. I don't think. Hey, I'll bust y'all ass. This is the perfect example. Can't handle me. And I'm telling everyone, hey, come on. We can have a big ass party and everybody get their ass bust. Hey, in Walmart, you can't handle me. When I was watching this one kid went into corporation at Walmart on YouTube, the guy mindset stuck up. You gotta, one thing when I was in 2996, they put me in the stop talking to the employees. Stop keeping it real with them. You trying to break that bind. Xavier and them tried to break that bind. Let me tell you, even though me and my employees didn't get along, I'm telling you, we had our differences at 2996. Yeah, who won? Who won have difference, but we worked at it as a coworker. We worked at it every day. We came back and trust me, we worked at it. We had our differences at 2996. But we worked at it each day. Some people I got along with the other manager side over there, and they knew who they are that I got along with, and we just had a little difference. It wasn't even that even bad, but the deli was a little worse. The people in the deli was a little worse. So I really didn't have a problem that much with the other employees, but the deli was a little worse. But me and the cashier and everybody, when I used to get on the scrubber, we always talking and communicating with each other. And we always having that time to communicate. And I'm just on the scrubber, they still talk. We talk about going out, we talk about having a good, with that situation. And we just talk about, sometimes you just can't talk about work. And it's so hard for us to just focus on work, and we got to make it easy for us to talk about things, and we got to make it interesting. You think I want to be going at it with the people that I want to connect with at Wallet right here? You think I really want to go at it with everybody I'm trying to connect with at Wallet, and that would be my coworkers? You think I'm really trying? My name is Hubert. I'm not trying to argue with them. I'm not trying to. This is not my intention. This is not my intention to argue. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like. You know what I'm saying? I hate it just as much that me and these employees at Wallet clashing heads. I don't. I hate it right now. So where I go at, I hate it. So I'm trying to get my point across that we all deserve a chance. That bender that was in this Walmart at the 1216 vendors for Red Bull and Coca-Cola, if they hear that shit that work with me, that actually work with me, he'll tell them off. Everybody that work at the vendor at 12, y'all gotta realize something. When I worked at Walmart, me and the business would like at 2996, Rebecca husband. I worked with Rebecca husband before. And I like, hold up. We don't got Rebecca husband seeing how I work. And like, we not gonna let Charles and Steve and Russell and everybody pile everything on the maintenance and the deli leaving their stuff at 1216 and they doing everything. I say this is, you know, I'm kind of, without Charles' help and Steve and Renee and Russell bad misconduct and Jeff and Anthony and Renee is let Shawnee. I love to be in a position and her as a manager. I love being. I can just do what I want, but also I think Rebecca's husband started to get agitated with me because I kept calling on her walkie. And Rebecca, her husband, got to understand. Like, you should have gave me a key or something to the back thing for I don't want to be caught. I didn't want them to let that stuff pile up like they did at 1216. And the vendors coming to help us out, they can't even come in the store and do their job when they coming in 6 or 7 o'clock. And Charles and Russell and Steve abusing their power and you give them a chance to stop. We got pallets, boxes, and we got a buff. We got to do. I know my work, and we got to do all of that. And the vendors say, Hubert, you work too hard. Let me help you out. Even Coca-Cola wanted me to come to them. This is not about value and honesty here. It's about value. But when a manager, they don't know, a manager will tell you, oh, they don't pay me enough. I don't want to work here. But they working for a goal. If I listen to negativity all day from a manager when I come in the store, and they just want you out the way to not to win. And I deal with that at 1216 and at 2996. And then when they got me rolled up, oh, you still come back to work? The jealousy from James. They had a barber. I feel like Boosie, when Boosie said something, this guy in the barbershop didn't like me. And he trying to impress my co-worker. And he trying to impress him. And I'm like, hold up. You a fake and you a phony. I feel like Boosie, how you like this old barbershop that state, how you like them cutting nappy ass hoes smiling at my face with them two dirty ass goals. It's time for y'all to be exposed. Y'all want to take me to court, but I ain't buying no more. I felt like that. I'm like, hold up. And he gonna catch an attitude. With me and my coworker always, we had our differences in there. But we always played. They laughed at me when I slipped and fell. And the water hose, everybody laughed at me. Like everybody in 2996 laughed at me. The water hose got caught. And we had our differences. But I'm going to tell you, Jessica tried to lie on me. And say I left the pallet out. And let me tell you something. One thing everybody told me in that deli, Jessica did not tell me. All of my coworkers told me, Hubert, do not take anything without asking me. Do what I say and do not take anything. Anything of my employee asks me I got from Hubert, go get this out the freezer. Hubert, go get that. Anything with that, and she tried to lie on me in the back room. And she said, hold up, then you write your assistant manager up. And I'm sitting up there feeling your spirit. I'm like, she lying. And she said someone left the pallet out. And then you find out that it was your assistant manager that you put in charge. And then he gonna tell me, usually I ain't friendly with everybody. God said, can you let me in? Doug McMillan, you know what? Trump had banned me from Walmart. And he got mad. It's the reason why they asked him about would you vote for Trump? Trump did something for me when they know they was wrong. When they know they were wrong. When they know they was wrong. Even when Xavier, I saw Xavier at another store, the white guy with the glasses at the other, I forgot that other store we go to in Dallas, with Xavier and them saw me at that. The guy rolled his eyes with Xavier, jealousy, and rolled his eyes. I'm going to tell you something. Gainesville tried to ruin my relationship with my stepson. And I remember one thing when I was staying in an apartment, when I met my baby mom, I would buy this race card thing, NASCAR card thing, and we would fix this up. And I pushed my stepson in it. And I pushed him in it. His father never was there. And me just having him and to be able to push him. Some teenagers in Irvin, when we were seeing Jamie Foxx, when I went in that Irvin Mama, some kids, this was back in 2017, 2016, 18, and one of the other we seen sleeping. And the two teenagers say, oh, cute. And they was like, hold up, they took our picture when we seen that movie Irvin. Two teenagers girl in Irvin took our picture. That's cute. And I remember the memory of me and my stepson, I'm taking him to the park. And I'm pushing him that I brought. But let me tell you something. They act like they understand us, but they don't. Senator Ted don't. They act like they understand it. Do you understand us when I was trying to tell y'all at the call center I was going through racism? And I had to give them time. You know, I'm staying by myself. I got an apartment by myself. I'm doing things. And I had to, all right, you in a rush. And we dealing with racism. And this guy went to Ticket to Work program. He went to Charles Nem. And Charles Nem said, I can't do it. And they decided to get me back when I decided to get somebody at Ticket to Work program to get a second look on my career. And he called me, I'm driving out for my medicine. And he called me and said, Hubert, they said you can't do it. They called my mom. And I didn't want to go back. And I said, hold up. This is a serious matter. My mom go see what they want. No, that is racism. And they put me in the office. If I tell you, when I was dating Felicia in that store at 12, we're going to go also talk about that when I came in with a customer and I saw your Mexican worker and another Mexican act childish in the spirit. Right? Let's talk about God's sake. What I noticed, everything, when you playing with one of his children in the spirit. All right, what we about to do. When I was friends with Raymond and I cut him off as a customer back in 2019, 18, 21, 22, 23, let's talk about that when I still came in your store and I was dating Felicia and I saw jealousy out the Holy Spirit. Hey, I want you to look at the cameras. God said, I want you to look at the cameras. God said, I want you to look at the cameras. God said, I want you to look at the cameras, God said. So what we have to do, when I dated, this is back, I think, in 20, 21, 22, 23, at 12:16 in Carrollton, Texas. When I came in there and shopped at 12:16, right? And they gonna figure it all right. God said, when I was dating this girl, Felicia, look at the spiritual behavior of your employees acting up in that back room. Acting up, the Mexican worker, and I'm shopping before I cut ramen off. Let's tell the Justice Department to do what we need to do. And watch that interest rate. God say, watch that interest rate at 12:16. Hey, they're gonna be able to tell already. I gave them enough time to watch that interest rate. What God said. God said, you willing to betray me? You rather have them than your flag, than your American flag. So what we about to do, we're about to tell the FBI and the Justice Department, God said evil would not excite my sight. To look at the camera when I came in there. I came in that 12:16 store many times in 2021, 22, and 23. So they're going to have to identify right in that entryway at 12:16 jealousy in the Holy Spirit. God said, don't deny what you see. And God said, you're going to try me. And God asking the police, when I go to a store, seek out our enemy. We're ready to seek those things out. And God say, tell my people that believe in me, that carry that badge, don't betray me, love me, stand with me. We are fighting for a common goal, God said. Can we fight together? Can we fight together, America? Can we fight together? Can we hold our power together? Can you show me your power? God said, can you show me that you are with me and not against me? God said, I never say I would die for you again. One day I maybe come back and walk amongst you. One day God said, never say not the same. God said, only thing we supposed to kill our enemy, not your brothers and sisters. When our America's against us, not your brothers and sisters. We only kill our enemy. We take them out when they try to go against America. 9/11 could have been avoided. God said, if you would have looked at the spirit, Ice Cube said, minding our own business. God said, no, do not mind your own business when enemies can be at any angle in our American democracy. We allow them in, but God said, we can't take our eyes off. What if everybody would have paid attention to their surroundings, God said? The spirit. God said, the spirit. You know, God said, you always believed in me. And you might don't know, but when you working with somebody in a racism, Charles never know I had a job. And they know I had a disability. Why would I give them a chance to make me suffer? You know why I walked off at Walmart? I told Charles, would you teach me? He said no. That's racism. Said no. You got your job, right? I asked the same thing when I looked Jessica in her eyes one day, and I told Jessica, and I was on the phone with somebody, either they teach me, or I sue them. Everybody's so busy. You want to be leaders, but you don't want to teach. Desmond Miller, hey, look at that camera with Jessica. Look me in my eyes. I look at her, my eyes and her eyes like I meant what I told her, right? I want you to look at the cameras. But God said, can we fight back as a nation? Can we win? Can we not give up on each other? Can we make up for those times? Can we fight back in America? It ain't nothing we can. It is not too late for us to come bounce back. Like Juvenile said, I'm about to bounce back. Juvenile said, I hustle with a strategy that has never been taught. I take nothing from no bitch. Juve come back, now you niggas are sad. God say he hustle with a strategy. America hustle with a strategy that never been taught. God say, America, everybody that believe, is you with me? We protect them for coming overseas or any other thing. We have to protect over here. Evil is always there. They don't understand us. You know what Governor Abbott do? He care about his people. God said, you don't have no love for me. I told legislators, you are unworthy of your title. Your ancestors, everybody that was in that position before you, legislators, they are disappointed in you, legislators. They watch you to see the way you do things. I told you, I wrote you, every legislator. God said you are unworthy of your titles. And if George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and all of the people that fought for democracy that was here, what would they do if they see you did what you did to me in that mall? What would they do if they know Abraham Lincoln, George, the people that wrote the 14, what would they do if they see you acting like that? They know this world. God know this world. God's children know this world. Let me tell you, the only person that's seen God is the people that walked this earth with him for a long time. Is those people that God family is still there? That's the question. That's a yes. God said God had a mom, he had a sister, he had brothers, he had everything, but they are not telling them that they are there. They are still here. God, mom and family, their brothers and sisters are still here. God, the one that created them, had family. Jesus and them had family. They are still here on this earth to years to come. You don't think we got Egypt people here? God said birth has been given. And I show you by birth. Is they going to speak up? They are hiding in my home that's kin to me. God and Jesus say, is you going to speak up? You could be my cousin. You could be my family. Is you going to speak up? You're hiding right now. God and Jesus say, you know who you are, and you are still alive. You walk this earth. God said, look at the rebirth. You don't think Abraham Lincoln family, cousins, uncles and them still here? You don't think he got family? George Washington got family here? Cousins, mom, other relatives here? You don't think that? God and Jesus say, my family is still here. Cousins, brothers, uncles are still here. Would they speak up for me? They are there in my home, and they are still alive. Look at your family. Look. Can you tell that I got family that's still on this earth? Look at your history you got when you pass away. They are here. Would they speak up for me? Would they speak up for me? They are here. We got God and Jesus. I got brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles, nieces. But they hiding. Would they speak up for me? Jesus and God said, I didn't just have somebody that gave birth of me, the new king. They had relatives. I made sure they was protected. But the numbers was greater than anything. They are here with you. God said, I tell your loved ones that I'm sleeping in my heavens. Him and Jesus said. Jesus and God can leave the kingdom anytime they want. But my kingdom is already, it doesn't matter who does. Jesus and God said, I tell your loved ones, I'm sleeping in my heavens. But they don't know that my spirit have left my heavens. But God said, I seen your spirit. Why should I sacrifice my kids to sacrifice and he know this world? And that's a problem? God said, why should he get back and you're not willing to change for me? You're not willing to make direction and you still deny me? And God said, between this war where Yellow Breezy lies and me, whoever standing left, take my books away from me. Take my Bibles and I want you to put it up. Don't keep my life alive because you scared. Don't mention my name. But God said this, my name is echoed through the universe. God said, I will lock the Bibles up. The churches will be closed down. But let me tell you, God said, You humans can still mention my name down here and live a lie like you believe in me. And I know the percentage of your spirit. And act like you believe in me. And I know that your percentage. I know you have your spirit at 10%, 50%, 60%, 70%, 80%, 10%, 5%. I know when those things are there. But they telling me to forgive. God said we can forgive, forget, and forgive. But we have to move. I don't want no childish woman. You will not win this war. That God said you will not win this war. And God said my enemy and the job will betray me. They don't love me by the spirit of their actions. And Doug Miller had like he believed in me. Everybody had like, God said you got your flag up. And I know your spirit. But God said, I can walk away and you cannot let me be in your position. I can walk away. And you can give me my justice, but nothing will never change. You will still be a liar. But right now, God said history need to be made. I sat in the church in the city, and God was telling me something one day, and I walked out of church in the city. God said it's my right to sit at that throne of Walmart for change. God said it's my right. And I said, God, we know what we must do. We're not need to let no woman deceive us, no broad deceive us, no woman, no CEO, no police officer deceive us. I told that police officer, I see your spirit. I know you was coming. I know why you came. And yesterday night, he still did something. And I felt your spirit. I was walking in my community. You still play, and I felt your spirit. I know who you are. Even when you got a tender window. I told him in that body camera, I felt you. I know why you came. Why you think I walked it across the street? I already know somebody called. I saw your spirit. I felt your spirit. I went right across the street before you. Your spirit was felt. And he passed by 2 times playing mind games. God said, really, car? You can drive by, but I can feel your spirit. Me and this girl named Sabina, we had a song. God said, you have always gave me 90% of your time. And I want you to apply this song that you and a girl named Sabina had. Me and you against the world. They don't see you when I'm with each other. So God said, that's 1,000. They say I'm no good for you. But they don't see when I'm with you. When the heart opens, the heart wants what the heart wants. But God said, I want you to take that song that you and Sabina had and give it 1,000% to me. Women would deceive you, but give it 1,000% to me. The thing is, God said, I created this world just not to strategize business, to describe change, and see how you can make your company better in anything. God said, I put you on this earth to win with me, not against me, to win with me. Love you too.